Greetings, fellow guitar nerds. I get asked this question a lot, so I'm going to do a big, fat, detailed video on it. Hey! Mr. UCOG man, do you mod your frets in any way? Do you mod your strum bar in any way? Is there any way to work in my buttons? Is there any way to make it easy to strum? Is there any way to fix an overstrummy guitar? Well, the answer is, I do mod my guitar, and I do know how to fix them. And I'm going to try and show you guys how to get the best out of your guitar. No more excuses. If you missed that note, you missed it. Also, it might sound like I've got a bit of a cold right now or something. It's not that. It's just I have broken ribs. I went go-karting the other day, and some idiot decided that he wanted to go full power into the slowest corner on the track, smash into the side of me, break my ribs, and then he went flipping off the back. Basically, completely sabotaged my race. It was a 50-lap race as well, and this happened on lap 2. But it didn't matter, because I ended up catching up and winning the race on the final few laps. And for all you gamers out there, you know it's all about getting that W. Screw the ribs. I got that win, baby. Anyway, let's start out with the frets. Okay, so most guitars will have a detachable neck like this one. This is the Guitar Hero 3 one. I think the only ones that don't are the Warriors of Rock and the PlayStation 2 models and the Explorer, the white Guitar Hero 2 one. So if you've got those, you'll have to undo the whole body. It's not too hard though, don't worry. But this one, because it detaches, you only have to undo the neck to get it what's inside, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be opening up this guitar and messing around with what's inside. So if you've never seen what's inside a guitar before, you're about to find out. Ooh. Younger viewers, look away. We're about to see a naked Guitar Hero controller. So before we start as well, let me show you what you'll need. You'll need a Torque screwdriver. I can't remember what size this is, but if you've got a Torque screwdriver set, I mean, there you go. Someone in the comments probably knows. Great tutorial, UCOG. Great tutorial. You'll also need a cross-headed screwdriver, only a small one, for the inside of the guitar. This one is for where the frets are mounted. So this one is for the outside screws. All the outside screws use the Torque screwdriver, and this one will be for the inside ones. I think the Explorer guitar and the PlayStation 2 guitar only use cross-headed screwdrivers, so you won't need a Torque one if you're getting into your white Explorer or your PlayStation 2 guitars, but for anything past that, a Torque screwdriver, I'm pretty sure. Also, what you'll need is a pair of thin, yet pretty good scissors, or just a pin, like a safety pin or something. This little thing here. That's all you'll need. That's all you'll need. And also something to just clean up the guitar, because there's always a lot of crud on these buttons, I find. Because, you know, these guitars are like 10, 11, 12 years old now. So it's always good to give them a clean. I just got these wipes. I swear I only use them for cleaning my guitar. I swear. I promise. Nothing else. There's also a screw for the strap-on holder. You don't need to take that one out. So you need to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other guitar models may be different, but they're mostly the same. So let's do that. There we go. And now let's show you guys the nudes. Da 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 da. Try not to bust. Oh my god. So this is the inside of a guitar. It is literally just the connector to the main body of the guitar, and then the wires going up onto the little board where the frets are mounted. That's it. Now, I've never opened up this guitar before, so as you can see, a little bit of rust and crud on there, and then this one doesn't look very good either. So, one thing you need to watch out for is these screws will, they will round off really easily. So be very gentle when undoing these screws, because otherwise, you'll never be able to take them off, basically. So be very gentle. They can be a little bit stiff, but be as gentle and put as little pressure as you can on them, because they will split and you will be screwed. Literally. You get that? Screwed. Right, this screw is being very difficult, so we've got the big boy out now. I'm telling you, these screws can be horrible at times. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right, let me show you what's underneath this board. Ooh. Ta-da! Ooh. So this is the rubber that you press down on under the buttons, which make contact with the board and register your inputs. So this is going to be one of the main questions answered, which is, how do you make your frets easier to press? And also I'll show you a few other tips and tricks and mods and stuff real quick. So what you can do is, to make the frets easier to press, is literally just play the game a lot. After a while, this rubber becomes a little bit less hard and stiff and becomes nice. After a while, this rubber becomes a little bit less hard and stiff. I just said that twice. And it becomes softer and easier to press the buttons. However, I know everyone doesn't have a million years to spend on this game, and a lot of people want, you want to be able to hit shit now. I don't want to wait. So there are a few little hacks you can do. Warning before you do this, this will deteriorate the life of your buttons. It depends how far you go with this mod, but it could make your buttons wear out quicker. So what you want to do is cut holes or pierce holes in the side of where the button goes down. You want to be cutting holes with a pair of scissors or with a safety pin of some kind along the side there, or with your safety pin just piercing holes just anywhere, really, anywhere around it. Using a safety pin, not as effective, but it does still work really well. So this is a throwaway guitar, so I'll show you some examples here. You just want to poke it. Just pierce holes. I don't know how many holes. Let's go about 5 each side. Just evenly pierce them around. And again on this side. See if we can get a bit closer here so it's focused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Try not to poke yourself, because that hurts. But you can even do more than that. That's very minimal. The other method is to use scissors. So what I like to do with scissors is cut down the side. So leave the top and the bottom intact and only cut down the side. So let me try and show you here real quick. So pierce it like that, cut across, and there you go. There you go. You got a little cut down the side. You want to do that on both sides. So this one here has been pierced all around. It's quite hard to tell unless I have some sort of 20 million K camera. And this one here, I've only done one side, but it has been cut. You want to do the same again with that side. So you may be asking, why the hell does that help in any way? It basically just weakens the rubber, so it's not as strong, it's not as stiff, and the buttons press down a lot easier. A lot easier. It may help the air escape from under the buttons as well. That might be another reason as to why it's a lot easier to press. I'm just going to do the other side of this one real quick, and then we'll do a test. Right, so I've done both sides of this now. So if I put this on my hand, we'll do a test right now. I'll do a test right now of what I think is the best button. That is very easy to press. Like, no pressure on that. That's a little bit harder. A little bit harder to press, that one, definitely. And that one is a way harder. Oh my god. The difference is light and day. This one is easy, man. This one is so easy. So I'd say they're quite evenly spread out. So this is hard, that's medium, that's easy. Like I said, the disadvantage is that this end one here is going to deteriorate a lot faster than this one or this one. It depends how far you want to go. You want to mod your buttons safely, use the safety pin. If you want to go all out, let's say you've got quite a few spare guitars, I don't know, then use the scissors. Both these methods work really well. Here's a few examples of what they would look like when they're all done from some of my older guitars. So you see all the buttons there. I've got the cut in. God, these buttons are dirty. These buttons are dirty. But as you can see, all the buttons here have got these slits in. And they're very easy to press. Very, very easy to press, these ones. Buttons come in all shapes and colors and sizes. These buttons have got all the safety pin dots in. You can't really tell on the camera, but these are very easy to press as well. Like, Jesus. And literally the corner of my finger and the whole thing goes in. Very easy to press, this one. So when I say your guitar will deteriorate if you use the scissors method a lot quicker than normal, this is what I mean. This guitar, I think I used for about 6 months after doing the scissors method. Like, really heavy play, so they still last a long time. But as you can see here, eventually that hole doesn't stay just on the side. It goes all the way around. Yeah. So hopefully that helps you guys that are struggling to press your buttons in or struggling to work in your frets. Here's a few other cool things you can do while the guitar's open. You can change your buttons around. Here's a few of my own combinations I have. Here's some custom buttons I also had made for me. However, the guy who made them doesn't do them anymore, sadly, so these are one-of-a-kind UCOG buttons. But yeah, if you have any spare guitars as well, you can make all your buttons green, red, I don't know. Have a play around. It also allows you to get rid of the yellow, which has a ridge, because I know a lot of you guys hate that little ridge on the yellow. A lot of people sandpaper that little ridge down. This way, obviously, open up the guitar. As long as you've got a spare guitar with spare buttons, you could, you can change this yellow out and get rid of that. Also, while the guitar is apart, do it a favor. Give it a bit of a clean, because all these buttons have been sitting here for 10 years, 10 plus years, with no love and attention. They stink, and they probably got a lot of grime on them, and that can also potentially make it so the buttons don't, press in smoothly. So let's give it a bit of a clean. Give them a little bit of a clean. Your rubber, which I've now pierced all these, you just put back on the right way around. Don't get it the wrong way around. And then place the board over the top and click it back in place. Click it back in place. Click it. There we go. Another little tip I want to give you guys is when putting the guitar back together, don't tighten the screws up really tight. Leave them moderately loose, because if you tighten them up really tight, if you're like wanting to open it up a few more times, these screws are just going to wear out. Like I said earlier, they'll just round off and you'll never be able to get back into the guitar. So, screw them on. Give them a little bit of leeway. Don't go all the way. Don't go all the way. Also, a few top players like not screwing these all the way in because it gives a little bit more movement on the buttons and makes them a little bit looser. So you can, to be honest, if you like the buttons really loose, unscrew them a little bit. Unscrew them quite a bit, to be honest. You can go quite far out. But that's, again, a complete preference up to you. Once you're all done with that, put the guitar back together. Make sure when you're putting the guitar back together that all these wires are smooth and out of the way of the screws, because that is the biggest thing that has ruined my guitars over the years when modding them or messing around with them. Is when I've put them back together, a wire has been over the top of a screw hole and dead. The wire has been killed. So that goes back on top. And there we go. Put all the screws back in. If you're going to be modding your guitar in the future, you really don't need all the screws back in. It's a bit overkill, but whatever. Again, I want to point out, don't over-tighten the screws. Seriously, just put them in until you can feel a little bit of tension and then just stop. There's no need to tighten these up all the way. Don't ruin your guitar. There we go. All done. Those buttons feel a lot easier to press than they did before. Hell yeah. Make sure to test it out in Guitar Hero and Clone Hero. You know, make sure it all works still. But yeah, these buttons are now a lot better than they were before. This was a brand new guitar that I've never used before, and now they feel pretty worn in. They feel quite nice to play with. I'm going to stop you guys there a second. As you guys may have noticed, this video is getting a little bit long. So I'm going to make this a part 2, I think. I'm currently editing it, and it's almost 15 minutes now, I think. Part 2 will be out very soon. It's all recorded. It just needs a lot of editing and cutting down. And right now, I need food, and I need a break. Holy crap. If this video has been out for more than a few days, and you're watching in the future, then Part 2 is probably already available. You can just click in the related videos or on my channel and Part 2 will be there. Boom. Anyway, take care. I'll see you guys later, and thank you so much for watching. Hope I helped you guys out. Peace.